Welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Life Podcast, a member of the Nation Network of podcasts and delivered by DoorDash.
Welcome to Real Life, everyone.
What is going on right now?
I think that I'm in love with Matthew Tkachuk.
Are you guys all drunk?
Welcome in. Episode 325, I think, of the Real Life Podcast.
That's right.
Brought to you by the HGA Group.
Love HGA. Thank you. Shout out Taylor, who's helping me out with some right now on the new and improved network media kit.
Nice.
HGA.
Woo! Love a media
It's
kit.
funny. It's funny. Every episode, I almost have another update of what I'm working with HGA, but it's true, man. They've earned my trust, and when you're on the inside, you get all of it. Thank you.
Multi-talented at HGA.
Yep. Speaking of HGA, instrumental in this office we have here. Bagmilk and I were just talking. If you could put one Carnival style game in the office, what would you put here?
Tyler said skee ball.
I think the skee ball competition would get intense.
Yeah,
here.
like skee ball is fucking tough. And it would fit the office, like in terms of the size. You said Carnival game?
Yeah, Carnival style.
I also
game.
got a lot of a joy out of the water gun ones.
Oh yeah.
As a kid, I got a lot.
Those
of
are
joy.
nice.
Yeah.
I said the big hammer, where it hit the bell.
Oh, like the rage hammer, like
Yeah.
how mad you are.
Yeah, that would be like
The new content button.
if there's ever a big loss, like a tough one, you go try and hammer the bell.
Yeah, that's where like one of those like punching machine, those ones like the punching bag.
Yeah,
you go
yeah,
punch, like that
that'd
would be
be
good
good.
too. Oh wow. So we were. I used to go to Banff all the time for a hockey tournament.
Yeah.
And like a men's league hockey tournament, and we were at whatever that basement bar is in Banff. I can't remember what it's called.
The Dancing Sasquatch.
No. Oh, sorry. There's two downstairs. Yeah, the Dan Sasquatch is one. That's the one that's like right by Eddie's Burger Bar. Shout out Eddie's Burger Bar. I love that place in Banff. Anyways, my friend, you go on a guy's hockey trip. You have a few pops,
One or two.
so
Kinda
he
have to.
goes, and this guy can chuck bombs. Anyways, he goes to hit that machine and literally went and hit that machine and broke his hand.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. Missed the bag.
Oh, he missed the bag.
Missed the bag.
Oh, I was gonna say, how's the score?
That's what I'm saying. He literally hit the machine. The score was 8
Really
weeks
got
in the
after
cast. Yeah.
That's not good.
No, you're gonna regret that one.
Yeah. Anyways, I think skee ball.
Skee ball would be good. What would be your backup?
A basketball hoop, like the 2v2 basketball net.
But like, are you doing it with the oval hoop, like legit carnival style?
Nah, give me like an actual like 1v1 basketball thing. I think good inter-office competition would be.
Oh, the dual shoot, like when
Yeah.
you shoot that. That's me and my buddy went to a Dave and Buster's in the States in over Christmas 2019, and we took his kids there, and him and I just we played that for like 2 hours straight.
Wow.
Heated competition. Well, you're a competitive guy. I like to consider myself a competitive guy.
I'm now thinking of like the games you'd find at a rec room, and there's one at the rec room where like footballs come down on a conveyor belt and you have to throw them through the holes.
Yeah, that's good. Too.
Every time I go, and I'm not even exaggerating, every time I go, I end up with the high score on the night. Every single time. I'm a machine at that game. That'd be fun. If we could get that, I think I'd come into the office every day.
I would like that one, or
We need a bigger office.
I'm thinking of the last time I went to the rec room, like a 4-man side-by-side Mario Kart.
Fuck, that'd be sick.
We should kick out Oodle Noodle from the other side of the office and
Yes.
turn it into a full-on adult arcade.
That's exactly right. I was hoping that's where we were going with this
I
conversation.
see zero downside to any of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I do enjoy our team at Oodle Noodle, and they do great work for us. So I think I owe it to them to keep them under our roof.
I feel like they'd understand.
Well, whatever. We'll get them to carve out a small portion. We are a small and nimble team at Oodle Noodle. Maybe there's room for a couple of games.
Say, I'm sorry, Oodle Noodle. The work you do is delicious. Everybody knows it. But we've got games to play.
Well,
And
let's
we
be
got to put
honest.
the skee ball machine somewhere.
Let's be honest. They don't make any food over there.
That is true.
So I have to wear two. This is the world I live in. I live very conflicted. I have to wear many hats and look at myself in different ways. And here I am sitting with my Nation hat on, saying, "Get the fuck out of our office, Oodle Noodle." Got to put my old Noodle hat on and say, "Please don't.
Yep.
Keep us here. We love it. We love being near the Nation people. We love the energy."
Promo code OODLE2021 gets you $7 off an order of $30 or more with our friends at DoorDash.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
It's a really good deal. Let's be honest.
Yep.
It's a really good deal. And butter chicken macaroni is coming. Mac and cheese is coming real soon. I think we're trying to launch it next Friday.
I did
Tasty.
I did a hero move last weekend on Friday. I got myself a hot box of shrimp, thinking I was going to have it and have myself a little snack for later. I crushed the whole box, Tyler.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to just stop short on a box of noodle.
Mm-hmm.
1 sec. I'm gonna stop recording because I'm worried that my Adobe isn't working, and this all may have been for naught.
All right.
No, I think we're good. Okay. Never mind. We can continue with the podcast.
Are you recording again, or
Yeah,
were you
we're
recording that whole time?
I wasn't recording that whole time, but
Okay.
now we're recording again.
We thought we had a technical issue. We
Yeah.
did not have a technical issue. We are back.
We are back.
We
Shout
are
out to
back
Shout out to Coom wherever you are.
He's in Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
with a luscious beard.
He does have a luscious beard.
And a shaved head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good look for him, though.
No, he looks great. He looks
Does look
happy.
great.
I feel like it's like a new part of your life when you make the step that Coom did, which was becoming bald, going with the beard, all of that. I think it's big for him.
I'm just upset that he went to Toronto, but you know what? That's okay.
I do miss Coom's energy in the office.
He brings a different flavor,
Yeah.
and it's very welcomed.
Have you ever considered shaving your head, Tyler, and going with a beard bald look?
No, because my ears are way too big.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like I got big ears, man.
I think they're great.
I think
great.
they're pretty average.
Yeah, I think they're standard.
I think
ears.
the hat hides them a little bit.
Wow. All right. So if you want to get at your Hemchuck, go after his ears.
I guess.
Yeah.
For all you beer leaguers who play against him.
Yep.
Yeah. I had someone in my DMs asking me for the Oodle Noodle promo code again. I've also had a bunch of people in my DMs over the last week, including my boy Brandy Bear, who's been great. People are trying to help me get a PS5. I'm getting tipped off left and right. Brandy Bear sends me a bunch of links. He'll be like, quick, Walmart has 8 in stock. Bang. And I'll log on. I'm like, fuck, I was sitting at the Oilers game last night, trying to sign on. It's like, fuck, come on. Shit, sold out already. It's
I'm
great.
curious what kind of other DMs you get. Right now, they're helping you buy a PS5. My DMs are always nation citizens telling me about horrible reality dating shows because they know my brand and my flavor. So that's what mine always gets.
Well, you should be proud.
I am proud.
That's what you created. You manifested that. It is your brand.
Happy about it. Jay, if you're getting DMs, what is generally in your DMs from a nation citizen?
Oh, they're scattered. I get a lot of DMs based on things that I say on the podcast, whether it be answering questions that I may have posed or topics that we've discussed.
Yep.
I get questions about Nation Gear. I get shit on constantly about my takes 2 years ago about Evan Bouchard.
Well, I made to give that one a little bumpski last night when I was doing Twitter.
No, and that's fine.
Never forget.
Well, but you know what? I'm allowed to, at the time, I stand by what I said, but now where we're here, I'm happy that he's an Oiler. It was always...
He might have been their best defenseman last night.
He's buzzing. And fuck, man, how many shots did he have on net last night? He just gets the puck on net.
Oh, yeah.
He gets the fucking puck on net.
It's been a while since the Oilers have had a defenseman that just shoot first. That's the first thing that happens. Shoot first, shoot first.
Gets it through.
Yeah,
and
he's no
hard.
Sekera. Remember, Sekera was always putting
Shin
guys'
pad assassin.
Shin pad
Shout out
assassin,
to
yeah.
Jason Greger.
Yeah. But yeah, Bouchard, man, he was good last game.
Carter Hart was he's sitting there pretty good.
The annoying thing about last night's game is that Carter Hart was the difference. He just made the extra save.
Yeah, and it wasn't Mikko made a couple good saves, but man, he let in a couple bad goals. And you can't, maybe one bad goal a game, but there was 2 bad goals.
I'd say 2 of the 3 were just...
And that stings. But I thought offensively, we were fucking buzzing. Connor could have had 7 goals last night. But here's the thing, this is why you can never go 82-0, because there's nights where all of those go in, and then there's nights where you miss by a millimeter. And that's what we got last night. Yeah. We had a couple bad goals get scored against us. We totally went 80s Oilers and ran up the score and kept it competitive. But at the end, we it came down to goaltending a little bit. But I thought offensively they were buzzing.
Yeah, just that the game winner cannot go in.
No.
But
at the same time,
that went through him.
Yeah. And he had a clear look at it. His top of the circle, slap shot. Clear look.
That's the problem. That wasn't buzzing over his shoulder. That legitimately went through him.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
That was my problem with it. The second goal, I didn't like the second wraparound because I know we like to talk about Mikko Smith and getting a little bit of Mike Smith, or Mikko Koskinen getting a little bit of Mike Smith's puck handling in there, but like, man, what an adventure when he leaves the crease.
Oh yeah. You don't. It's fish out of water. Is Mikko, do you think, finished for Mike?
Yeah, I think so, probably.
Or is
Makes
Mike
sense.
finished for Mikko?
It could be either way, I would imagine.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Think about it.
Think about it. Let that roll around to the stairs.
Even after last night's game, I'm not like concerned about Mikko starting on Saturday though. Like he's been good in 3 of his 4 appearances. So like for me, I'm just kind of like,
that's and that's fair. But what we're seeing, I think, is like you can't overplay the guy.
no, you can't.
And so now like the magic dust is starting to wear off because he's having to play a bunch. So like it is. So yeah, I have a lot of trauma inside me, Tyler, and some of what happened last night brought some of that trauma to the forefront, and I'm now slightly concerned again.
Yeah, it's just like there's a history of allowing garbage goals.
There is.
Yeah.
And when one goes in,
Yeah.
it picks at the scab, if you will. Tyler.
Yeah, exactly. Like the scab isn't fully healed.
No,
That's exactly.
I want it to.
Like Mike Smith lets a bad goal come in, but it's normally just a bad goal.
Yeah.
He was brutal in his last game though against Anaheim. Like he was
Yeah, he
terrible.
wasn't good.
If he didn't get hurt, he could have gotten yanked in that game, right? So that's what I'm just saying is like people are like, oh God, Mike Smith needs to come back now. But it's like so far this year, Mike Smith has 2 good starts and a bad start. Mikko Koskinen has 2 good starts and a bad start. Like
Yeah, and like and your Chuck. Thank you for bringing this perspective. But you're talking to an Oilers fan that has got trauma.
Yep.
And that's all it is. So, okay. I'm not going to lie. I am concerned about what we're going to get on Saturday, but I also know the Oilers are probably going to want to eke out that win because you know what's going to happen and what's going to piss me off. Philly comes in here. Did they deserve to win the game? Debatable. I think the Oilers probably should have.
At least a point, even.
Despite their poor goaltending. They're going to travel over to Vancouver tonight, and Vancouver's going to beat them.
Yep.
And that's going to piss me off. So I hope that pisses off the Oilers. And I hope Connor gets 7 points because literally he could have had 7 goals last night. And we whoop their ass on Saturday. That's what.
The Oilers did. They had their chances to close it out too. Like they went 1 for 4 in the power play last night. Even though the power play was buzzing, it just didn't catch.
It just didn't catch. Yeah. Like that's the thing. Like they're like I'm sitting there, wow, like we are fucking buzzing.
couldn't find the back of the net.
Yep.
And that happens, and that's okay. Over like the games like that are going to happen, and like I think this is the new pain point of Oilers fandom is like we're good, and there's just going to be games like that are going to frustrate us.
Yeah, like I was talking about it on Twitter yesterday when again, like I know sometimes I just tend to kind of go contrarian on like how people are feeling, but after the 5-0 start, I was like, they haven't played like a great hockey game, and then last night they lose, and everyone's like fucking melting down, and the Stanley Cup parade's getting canceled and all this, and I'm like, best teams in the league are going to lose 25, 30 times a year.
Like, well, exactly.
Right?
Like it's like 82-0. Like as much as I love saying it and I love believing in it, we know mathematically it's impossible. So 5-1 is fucking real.
Yeah, I guess it just blows that last night, which it could have been 6-0.
Could have been, yeah.
Costly mistakes. They ended up in the back of the net. In the first 5 games, while they weren't perfect, the Oilers got the saves they needed to cover up the mistakes. Last night, it just didn't happen.
The only thing I hate about the loss last night, the only thing, well, 2 things. Those are 2 bad goals. The second thing is that it gives fans from other teams, predominantly in Eastern Canada, ammunition to come at Oilers fans saying, "Oh, finally face some real competition and can't beat them."
Well,
I mean, they beat Vegas.
But
And
you could argue
Calgary-
that they're beat up. Well,
Edmonton beat Calgary. Now Calgary hasn't lost in regulation since.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah, I know.
I just saw that out there, and I'm like, ugh.
There are
Like it
rebuttals
just gives
for
them
it,
that, and I'm just like, ugh.
How about this one from the East Coast? A quote from John Scott on the Dropping the Gloves podcast. Edmonton could realistically, in 3 months, be like 35-4. They don't play any hard teams.
You fucker, John Scott.
what is with this
He
guy,
has
man?
got a beef. He is born and lived in Edmonton till the age of probably 7 or 8. There's probably something pissed him off.
My problem with this quote from Mr. Scott, who I respect tremendously,
Yes,
is
as do I.
if a team in the NHL is 35-4, that is past the whole their schedule is not weak. Like if you go if they were to go 35-4-1, there'd be like a 20-game heater in there somewhere. That's insane. And I feel like at some point you have to throw out the whole schedule thing. Like, you play who's in front of you.
It's just, pundits are funny, right? And Edmonton, just like, everyone wants to shit on Edmonton.
Yeah, I think
they want to find their angle, and they want to shit on them, and they want to say, yeah, well, their schedule's easy. Yeah. Oh, well, they're playing in the Canadian division. Like, there's always some kind of fucking narrative to try to come at Edmonton. You know what? Team. Edmonton versus everybody. Fuck you all. Let's fucking go 35-4. Eat it.
Can we do, or is that a legal thing if we did like Oilers Nation versus everybody? Clothing brand, Nation Gear. Is that copyrighted, the versus everybody thing?
I don't think so.
Am I gonna have to take
actually?
This
You know
out
what?
of the podcast?
Because we did. This is during the decade of darkness, and the Oilers never made playoffs. So we had to make playoff clothing for other communities. We had a Winnipeg, and we had a Calgary.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We should do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it'd be nice. ON versus everybody.
That, and we need a Caroline's Crystals T-shirt line of some variety.
So funny.
I love it. I fucking love it. This is
some people love it, and some people get so rattled by it, and that's what I love.
But that's great. It's so polarizing, and it's so niche. But the people that are into it are just so into it.
I will say that Caroline's Crystals, great, hilarious, part of our Giant pregame show, which you can watch every Oilers game day live at 1 o'clock. Shirt for the Giant, love them. That's been around for like 3 weeks. If Caroline's Crystals gets clothing before the Real Life podcast, which has been around for 325 episodes, a handful of which I've been a part of, I'll be a little ticked.
So we've now found something to build clothing around for the podcast, and that's the Avoid the Grind line.
Yep.
So, and there's already a hoodie.
But it's not like made. Like I have the old
one. Well, the prototype.
Not a big deal.
Well, everything starts as a prototype.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So like it's further ahead than Caroline's Crystals. But I'm with you. We should get an Avoid the Grind t-shirt line, hoodie line, lifestyle line, skin cream.
Skin cream. What other products could we make? Like I had the idea for glassware. That ended up happening, which was great.
Yeah, we're going to get some more. Hopefully, Jared, I'm talking loud so Jared can hear me.
Yeah,
hopefully we get more glasses.
Glassware would be
Glassware.
Cool. Sweatpants, Jared.
Oh my God. How I want to know how many times I have said sweatpants.
I had a dream about it the other day.
Did you?
That wasn't real life.
Were they comfy?
No, I had a dream that I came into the office and you were wearing ON sweatpants. And I was like, holy fuck, he has some and he's not telling us.
I made my cousin, for his birthday, at his wife's request, a special pair of Nation sweatpants where I went and bought sweatpants and then sewn on a Nation badge.
Yeah.
It actually looked pretty cool.
I bet they would. Man, I love a good pair of sweatpants. We need them.
Yeah, I got 2 pairs I run.
New toques is what I would like as well.
Toques. Yeah, toques are on the line. I'm going to yell toques again because we were talking about it and I haven't seen anything soon or recently. This is me working.
I'm very specific in the kind of toque I like to wear, though.
What kind of toque you got?
Yeah,
are you a pom-pom guy?
I'm not surprised, but
no pom-pom.
Yeah,
but I don't like it baggy like bag milks. I want it rolled over once.
I like those too.
You want the dome hat.
Like a knit one, right?
Yeah,
like a Carhartt.
The condom toque.
Yeah.
Sure, if that's the way you're going to go about describing it. Like,
that's how I would describe it.
That's exactly what you just described.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I ordered a Bills one the other day.
Or for anyone who watched this is even before my time, but I'm going to say it. From Beachcombers, the Relic toque. Anyone remember the antagonist Relic from Beachcombers? That is talking probably to Nation citizens 45 plus.
Like this blue one here. See how it's just got like the little lip? I'd want it to be like blue with that little lip and have like the Oilers Nation Classic logo.
We probably should. I mean,
I think we've done that.
Yeah, we have.
Have we?
Yeah. You weren't around. These were earlier days.
Yeah.
We probably should go back to those.
Just kidding.
We can't do it because of how long it takes. I was talking to Jared about these, but like I think it'd be really cool if we had our own scarves.
Yeah.
Like when you go over to Europe and you see soccer teams have their own scarves.
Yes.
Like you hold them up like that. But I just think
first
of all, we would need to order a ton of them.
If there is a Nation section, if there ever is a Nation section, section 303 a la Nashville Predators, cell block 303 inside Rogers Place. every seat holder for which that ticket would be purchased and it'd be a ticket sale for the Oilers would get a nation scarf. How's that for a deal?
That sounds great.
We'd
that a
fill
good
the
deal?
section.
I would like to think so. I think, it'd be like having a viewing party inside the Oiler game, like an away viewing party inside the building. I feel like we would bring the heat. And
Without
have
question.
scarves. Also while having a very beautifully designed scarf. Thank you, Kennedy.
Yes. I have a wish list of Nation gear that I want right now. I want that new hoodie that just has like the classic hat logo on it.
Yep.
Just the classic
The
Oilers
OG.
Nation. Those are sick. And the Oilers Nation Quality Fans crew neck sweater is sick.
Do you notice we got inspiration for that design?
Is it what you're wearing right now? It's sick. I love that. I love a good crew neck, and I love that design. Like the Quality Fans thing is great. All of it.
I can't wait to get my hands on a kept Nuge Forever hoodie.
You don't have
because-
one yet?
Not yet. So it's just going to feel like,
You should get it tattooed.
oh, that'd be good. I did frame the picture, the Keep Nuge Forever picture. And, it's
And you
up
left
in
it here,
HQ.
which is very nice. Like that is
So I'll bring that up because one of the guys that was part of it, Alan Kramer, sent me another DM. Again, thank you, Alan Kramer, for being a part of this. But he sent me a DM. He's like, hey, man, just so you know, that's for you to bring home if you want.
yeah.
And I agree. I think that's cool. Like if I had it in my house, in my office. But I think it's a better part of the nation's story
It does. It is part of the story
to have it here.
Yeah, we got the Smitty signed photo here. We've got the. What are you going to do with the jersey?
I'm going to leave that here too.
Oh,
We're going to get that framed and leave that here as well because I just think it's a better part of the story to have it at Nation HQ.
well, that is very selfless, and I appreciate that you want to do that, and I think it's cool. And
But let it be known, Nation employees, that is mine.
that is not Nation IP.
No, that is not
That is
Nation
not
IP.
Nation
that is Bank
IP.
Milk IP.
If you are ever dismissed from the company, for
Those are
reasons
coming with me.
unknown, that's coming with you.
Yeah.
What I want to do in here, because in this studio, eventually I want us to start videoing real life so we can do clips and have all that.
Please.
I want this wall behind the green screen to just have like cool Oilers memorabilia on it.
Yeah.
So that when we do Oilers stuff, we don't need the green screen. It'll just be like a really unique wall of Oilers shit.
So Nuge could go up here.
Yeah, one of the nude pieces can go up there. And
That's
we can go
fair.
in the main room.
That's fair. That's fair.
And we'll get some other stuff. If maybe we'll even
Part of the
accept
story, man.
Should
maybe we'll
we
even
run
accept
past the
donations.
idea of the watch, like the virtual watch parties or whatever the hell you want to call them?
Yeah, what would you call it? I think it's a good idea.
I think so.
We think basically it's making a real life podcast of us watching the game with all of you.
Yeah.
And Bag Milk will sit in a morph suit as to not reveal his true
He's going to
identity.
go full Squid Game. He'll have the microphone face.
That would be what I could do.
Yeah, go full microphone
Full
face.
Squid Game costume. Or
Yeah.
I get some kind of Daft Punk helmet.
Yeah.
I just feel
Yeah.
like Daft Punk helmets are so clunky. Like they're so big.
Might be hard to sit for the whole
Like
game.
you're not going to understand your dexterity.
That is true.
I feel like Squid Game or something of that ilk, much more agile.
And we can just
Yep.
have a straw like going through a mask so you can still drink beer the whole game.
That'd be nice.
But basically, we want to film ourselves watching the Oilers game and go live, right?
And take in like the comments of people
Yeah,
that are
and
watching and just engage with everybody.
Yeah, and then do, I guess, by default, do an intermission show, I guess.
Because I think if we were doing that and we were watching the game all together, there would be some funny content that would come out of it in terms of we all like live betting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that would be happening. We all like chirping each other about bets and just in general. I think it'd be fun.
And then just the normal banter.
Yeah.
The only thing that would concern me is we're watching the game, we're streaming. Well, actually, no, we wouldn't be behind. I was worried we'd be on like a 20-second delay from the TV.
Well,
but
we might need to be.
for
Yes.
swearing.
For maybe, well, if I'm gonna,
Government names?
I know it's gonna be a family friendly program.
Yeah.
But I am my father's son, and it's tough for me not to swear, especially while watching Oilers hockey.
Me too. Swearing was just always part of my like lexicon growing up. It's just
It really wasn't for me. My dad hates swearing.
Oh, really?
Like, he only swears
geez.
when he's like really mad. Other than that, like he doesn't like it. He doesn't like us cussing, even if there's no kids around. Like he likes
hey,
clean mouth.
amen to that. But my dad was the opposite. He had a swear for everything, and I was a young sponge absorbing.
I just remember the ones that I could get away with, and the first time I could, and then pushing the envelope. Like shit. That was the first one. I was like, ooh, I'm allowed to say that now. You know,
Oof, yeah.
appropriate situations, of course.
I
was
would have been under 10 because we were still living downtown, and I remember sitting in the little couch, and I was finally gearing up to say my first big fuck, and I must have been 8 or 9 years old, and I said it.
Yeah.
Trying to be like my dad, and wow, I got a lot of fucks back, and I definitely put it. I didn't say it again for a while.
Yeah, that'll stop you in your tracks.
Oh yeah.
Back to the watch party though, Tyler. You're concerned about the delay. Pourquoi? Why?
Because then I don't want to be watching the game and watching the comments and have people be like, "Oh, McDavid scores," and then you're like, "God,
We're watching the same feed as them."
okay,
Yeah. Like we're gonna have a television on,
yeah, I guess,
and that's gonna be broadcasting the game that we're watching.
yeah."
And we're just live streaming that. They might get a delay from us just because of this, like maybe there's like a second delay or not. But like we're gonna be in real time.
Okay, so
I
then
wish
that's
you
what I would
guys-
say is you would want, maybe we'll do like a countdown for like right when the puck drops, and like people at home might need to like pause their TV for 10 seconds, then hit play so that they're like caught up.
If
with
that's the case, then this is not gonna work.
I think you're overthinking it.
Or they'll- okay.
Yeah. I think it's simple.
But would they not want to, like, for this? Because I'm thinking the camera would be on the 3 or 4 of us on the couch watching the game, right?
Yeah.
With mics.
Yeah.
And the people at home would have the game on their TV. And
Oh,
then,
do we
like,
need more lav mics?
Well, I hate those lav mics.
They work. I just use them for a noodle video.
I know, but I want to throw them in the garbage because they ruined game 1 of the pregame show. So
Well,
I'll never forgive them.
It's because the batteries in the receiver were dead.
No
Because I
comment.
took it to a noodle shoot last week. Kennedy was working on it. She goes, "Oh, the batteries in the receiver are dead." Oh, well, that would explain why your truck had a giant issue. Yeah, so Kennedy and I had a good laugh.
Tyler. But I think it would be fun though, because I am foreseeing a situation where all nation staff are here.
Like, we're going to have like a.
Oh,
15
it'd be awesome to have like a giant party.
Yeah.
I was thinking just the real life crew.
Well, I think to start,
Yeah.
like I really hope we can get a fucking Cowboy Chris. So he'll only come up for the playoffs.
You don't think he'd come sit here and watch a game with us if we promised him alcohol?
No. He would come, but I want
you want
Cowboy
Cowboy
Chris.
You don't just want Charles.
I don't think many people saw that, but fuck was he? That was the best piece of content I was ever a part of with Chalmers, because like he's funny and awesome on the podcast, but when he came in as Cowboy Chris with like a swell bottle of Ryan Coke because he was nervous because he had to like put on. Oh, it was fucking awesome.
I like when Chalmers is nervous and he shows up for something with a beverage. Like, I don't remember which interview we did. Maybe Laddie Schmid. Maybe it was Brandon Davidson, but Chalmers rolled in with a mighty stiff Slurpee.
Yeah.
Take the edge off.
Oh god.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. So I like this. If you want to hear more about the viewing parties, hit us up.
Well, let's know if
Real
you
Life.
think it's a value. Like, we want to, like, we're not doing it for ourselves. Well, granted, I do like hanging out with these guys and watching TV, and the fact it's just being recorded, I guess, is irrelevant, and they'll still have fun. So maybe I am selfish and I want to do this. But let us know if you think it's fun, what we'd like to see. But essentially, it's going to be us yelling at the TV, yelling at Mikko Koskinen if it's last night, me talking about 3 different live betting opportunities for the Oilers to come back.
Yep.
And then probably being very upset because I predicted Cassian to score last night.
See that big gulp of water I just took, Jay? That is lukewarm tap water,
fuck.
baby.
So if you want to describe Tyler Yaremchuk, it's how he likes his water.
Very particular about your water.
Lukewarm tap water.
Yeah.
And also, I thought you weren't a fan of that tap water. Or are you going
His
downstairs?
girlfriend had a Brita filter and he made her throw it out.
Why?
I didn't make
'Cause
it throw
they're
it
a
out.
tap water
It
house.
just sits unused in the fridge. And now it's probably like super moldy and gross. No, yeah, we were
It tastes so much better.
No. I like my tap water to have some. I like to have,
want
I like
it to
my
have
water.
lead?
I want it to have some character.
I want my pipes. I want it long traveled. I want it through old pipes.
I recently bought myself a Brita filter, and I forgot how much better the water tastes out of it.
I love gritty tap water.
Like,
And it's gotta be not cold.
Why don't you move to like an acreage or something, drink out of a well?
yeah, you
all
gotta
the
get that
minerals.
well water. Live that well life.
Sounds right up my alley. I said this when I used to work at TSN. We had a water cooler outside the bathroom, and I would say, "Fuck you, water cooler," and I would go fill mine up in the bathroom sink.
Oh, In the bathroom?
Oh my god!
Oh, come on, man.
Why? Let's unpack that.
Why in the
statement.
bathroom?
Why is
no other
why
sink.
is there a stigma versus kitchen tap water and bathroom tap water?
We didn't
Well,
have
what
a
I would
kitchen.
say is
Kitchen
that
tap was
I
good.
mentally, I think they taste different.
there could be an active shitter, is why I'm saying that.
It was a small bathroom. There'd be no one in there.
But there could have been. There could have been particles
There's always particles.
floating,
Particles everywhere, man.
resting.
Well, wow,
It
that's
builds up your immune system.
that's a profound statement.
Knock on wood, I haven't gotten COVID once. It's because of the vaccine and the gritty tap water. I
Tyler's
drink.
just out here drinking from hoses around the
Yeah,
city.
he is the Fort Knox of immunosystems.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's
I'm
just
grossed out by you.
It's just who I am, man.
Just stale, warm tap water.
But were you not complaining about the taste of the tap water here when we first got to HQ?
It tastes like caulk. I couldn't even get that out.
New pipes, man.
The tap water here legitimately tasted like construction.
Yeah.
Well, how gritty you want to be?
Yeah, you want to talk about particles? It's the construction dust and all that stuff.
A little too gritty. I will add, I didn't complain about it until I finished the bottle, and I was like, you know what? That whole thing didn't taste good to me.
That's why I'm drinking a delicious earth water. Because you're right, Chuck, yesterday, this is how it all came. I was drinking one of these in front of him. Shout out earth water.
Yeah, delicious.
Is that water any good? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's fucking...
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
awesome.
cold water. It's like, oh.
Hey, but Dasani sucks ass.
So you'll be happy to know that Dasani is just 5 times filtered tap water.
That's why it tastes like pennies.
What is going on right now?
What is? Tastes like pennies? What are you, a fucking vampire?
Did you guys ever everybody in the room played hockey? Did you ever play in
Callahan.
towns where it was just the water that you'd get at the arena was just awful?
Oh, yeah.
Callahoo. Yeah, I'm glad you said Callahoo.
Callahoo was the one that tasted like blood, man.
Yeah.
Is that rink still around?
I
Oh
think
yeah,
so.
there was a part too in, I don't know if it's still like this, but there was a part in the corner in the Callahoo rink where that section of the boards was just chain link fence, or I guess the glass, I should say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
the
I
best.
remember the chain link fence. Yeah.
I think that's I think out in Bonaccord they have something similar to that too, where there's a lot of chain link fence somewhere.
Oh, have you ever played, I believe, was that now?
Yeah, was that not?
Didn't they have a hole
They had
in
a
the
hole
roof?
in the roof.
Yeah.
I played there a lot as a kid when I was playing. Probably, I'm gonna guess this would novice Adam around there.
Yeah.
And Wasetna, if it was snowing outside, it would be snowing on the ice.
Yeah, just like the old Cowboy Stadium.
Do you remember the old ice box?
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
I grew up in the West End. You want to... Caroline's doing this series of men's league stories, beer league stories. Wait till there is... That building produced nothing but stories. The ice box. What was it called before? Parkland. Parkland, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I used to play in the Parkland League for years. It was... there was some arrests made from some of those games.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I was playing, this is when I was young and in shape, playing Div 1 men's league out there, which is whatever. Sure, I'm bragging.
Humble
whatever.
brag.
Sick.
Played the Chinese national team.
Really?
They were in town, both male and female, and they wanted to get acclimatized to the North American game. So we showed up and we're like, "What the hell?" There's this big coach bus in the Icebox Parkland parking lot, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then you go in, you see all these Chinese people just running around, stretching, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? We get dressed and go on the ice, and they're now in their equipment on that ice skating with us. And we're like, yeah, no, you're playing these guys. And I was like, holy shit.
Were they good?
So they came, well, first of all, they came in very beautiful custom. They came and gave us a gift
Oh, that's nice.
before the game.
And you were like, shit, all we have is a case of warm Pilsners.
And then they asked if we could body check. So they could get used to the North American game.
Were you guys just blowing people up?
So that's the thing. So they were all 18 to 23 years old. Tip-top shape. They were absolutely buzzing around the ice. But fuck, could we blow them up? Because they didn't know how to hit. They weren't ready for it.
Head down
We
kinda hits too.
destroyed a few of them. Now, they beat us 11-0.
you guys didn't even get a goal.
Didn't even get a goal. Buddy, they're so fucking fast. They were so fast. You had the puck. They were so good, like in terms of like how we were as a men's league team. And then they graduated from playing a couple teams in our league, and then they played a bunch of junior B teams.
Oh.
Played like the River Kings and a couple of that, and those were tighter scoring games. Like I think they still beat like the River Kings, which won the Junior B championship the year before, and I think they beat them like 3-2 or something.
I don't know why I'm surprised that the national team from China would have beaten you. I just realized shouldn't have been surprised at all about that.
Like, well, they are peak athletes.
Yeah,
they were so fast.
Makes sense.
But I remember I rocked their captain. He was the biggest guy. I felt so good because it just like I was 20 maybe 2 or 3 at the time.
Okay, so you're
it had been a minute since I hit someone. It was great.
Well, and also you're a big guy, so you must have just fucking crushed him.
He was a big guy too. Maybe not quite as tall. I can't remember, but they were fast. And yeah, we just couldn't. They were just always fucking on you, man. Like their back check, forecheck, no paycheck.
Because they're amateur athletes.
Exactly.
That's
by the way, just since we're talking beer league stories, if you got one, hit Caroline up on Twitter, Caroline_Szwed. Szwed.
Yes.
She's going to be putting those together in a little project she's got coming up soon. So hit Caroline up with your beer league stories.
You bet.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to our friends at Twig and Berries. Speaking of beer league, that's nicely tied into the outdoor rink. ODR season coming soon. Twig and Berries can get you set for that. Whether you're shopping their ODR line or really just any of their hoodies. Bag Milk, you have a Twig and Berries hoodie. Very warm.
I love it.
Very, very good stuff there.
That is a cold weather hoodie, that one.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you need.
That's exactly what I need.
Get cold weather Get cold weather ready with our friends at Twig and Berries and use the promo code NATION15, save 15%. I butchered that.
Do you want to try again?
Get cold weather ready with twigandberries.ca and use the promo code NATION15 for 15% off.
There you go.
Wow. Yep. That's a pro right there.
Yeah.
Pro ad read. I'd probably just fucking fuck the shit out of that one.
Well, I did. Anywho, something we should probably talk about. Actually, no, something we missed earlier in the week is we missed the anniversary of Joey Moss's passing, which was...
Yeah, we were celebrating it before the podcast and got so caught up in Halloween candy.
Yeah.
And I apologize. I can't believe it's been a year.
It is wild. It's been a year. I remember Tyler, you're the one that actually told me about it.
Yeah.
A year ago. Sad, man. It's just, I miss seeing him do the anthem. I miss seeing him behind the bench. I love the statue that they made for him outside the room.
That was well done. That was very well done.
But yeah, it's just a different. There's something missing when you watch No Others game and Joey's not there.
And the thing is, like, that's we miss him, but the players also miss him. Like he was he was part of the culture and the vibe in that locker room, and he brought a lot of smiles to a lot of people's faces, a lot of players' faces. So yeah, thank you, Rumchuk, for bringing that up.
It's crazy it's been a year. I mean, the one thing it did allow is we got to hear some of them on this podcast, those great stories about Joey.
Yeah.
Like when Sam Gagne joined us, pretty much whenever we talked to anyone that was from around the organization, Andy said all that. All those Joey Moss stories were so cool to hear. And it was nice and heartwarming in a way that he got that time there after he passed, and people really came forward with their stories, and he really got the love he deserved for the work he did.
Well, and to paraphrase Sam Gagne, he said something to the effect of people may thought that the players were doing Joey a favor by spending so much time with him, when in reality it was the reverse of that.
And I just love like the whole because it took me a while to actually find out about the stories of Joey Moss. When I was 20, I didn't know about it, but then once you kind of got to connect with maybe players or former players, and then you'd hear the stories like. He would absolutely fucking give it to players.
Yeah.
but that's amazing. Like that just like breaks the stress, makes things light. Like it's amazing, what he provided to the team. And you just hear those stories and they're just so fucking hilarious. And he's forever just a huge part of this organization, this community, and the Elks organization and community. But so we're thankful that he was part of our world. Sad. Fuck, a year. Crazy.
It is wild.
The other big hockey story that we definitely have to hit on today is the Kyle Beach thing. And things kind of started to break earlier in the week. And then yesterday, he joined SportsCenter with Rick Westhead and kind of, revealed his identity, which I'm a little bit torn about. Like, super brave of him and courageous of him to come out and do it. But Kyle actually almost said this as well, like in talking about his decision to come out and reveal his identity. That report kind of screwed him over in that sense. If you read the report and you're like, okay, he was 20, there's his height and weight, he was a black ace, had spent time with the Ice Hogs or whatever the American League team was, had come up from junior, however they worded it, like they laid out who he was in that report. And he kind of, I'm paraphrasing here, but he kind of said, like, I had no choice now, almost, but to come out because people had figured out who I was. But his interview with Rick Westhead, 22 minutes, I think if you haven't watched it, you need to go watch it. It's not comfortable to watch at all. It's very hard to sit through. But like, fuck, this whole story is just.
First off, what happened is absolutely fucking terrible, disgusting, deplorable. I don't know if I'm using the right fucking word, but it's terrible. And, the fact now that it's been 10 years or 11 years for it to now come out, and then you realize how fucking deep it goes. You're like, what the fuck is happening?
I just don't understand. The thing that just drives me nuts. One, okay, I'm going to go two ways here. Frank brought this up on his live show today. Let's not, there are a lot of people who are at fault for this, but I feel like we're getting so mad at people who were on the fringes or who covered it up that we're almost in a way forgetting to be pissed off about Brad Aldrich. Like, that guy's name is almost getting buried in the story here. And it's like, fuck that guy. Like, he's the root cause of this. He went on to sexually assault a minor, and there are people who enabled him, and they're now paying the price with their jobs as they should be. There's going to be names scratched off the Stanley Cup. Brad Aldrich is God. Should have been
just
gone. That
part of the interview when Kyle Beach was talking about how it made him feel to see Brad Aldrich lifting the cup and part of the celebration and getting his day with it. That was just heartbreaking.
It was. And that's where I want to go next is if you're the Blackhawks and you just won the Western Conference, you go into the Cup final, you have your emergency meeting, there's Cheveldayoff, there's Quenneville, there's Bowman, there's all the higher up executives, and this story is brought to your attention. And you have made the decision that, no, we don't want this to be a distraction during the Cup final, which is insane in its own right. There's a 20-year-old man in your organization, and you're choosing not to give him the help and the resources he needs, and you're actually making the situation a million times worse. But how do you not sit there in that meeting and go, we need to get Brad out of here? How do you sit there and go, well, it's pretty bad, but, we got to keep him around?
No,
it doesn't.
You don't.
It's mind-blowing that a group of adults who are competent adults who have made it to what you would say is kind of the top of their industry, working in the NHL. How could you sit there and say that is the right decision? I don't get it. I understand that people make mistakes. This was 11 years ago. People make mistakes, but this isn't like a whoopsie mistake. This is like a, what the fuck? How does a brain even get to that point where you're like, all right, we know what he did. We know the player he did it to. Let's just keep it quiet. Keep him around as well. What?
Well, and that's...
Oh, man.
That's
Everything about it was a disaster.
It's just sheer and utter disappointment. These horrible decisions.
In the name of winning, almost. It's just
it just sheds such a dark cloud over the game, over the league. And rightfully so. It definitely should because of what happened, because it's fucking horrific. But just how it even happened, it's just what, why, how.
I also think there's this weird contrast in stories between people who are currently in the NHL and the people who aren't. Kyle Beach tells Rick Westhead that, everyone knew on that team, that there's no way somebody wouldn't have known. Guys who are on that team who are now in Europe, one of them came out and said, yeah, everyone knew. Guys like Brent Sopel, no longer in the NHL, no longer involved, says everyone knew. But then you get the guys in the game being like, well, I didn't know. Well, I didn't know until later. First off, if you didn't know till the next training camp, that doesn't even make it better because this story was still ongoing. And I'll just say it flat out, when Duncan Keith sits in front of the media and goes, I didn't even know about this until a year ago, or whenever the investigation starts. I just have a really, really hard time believing that. That doesn't make sense. And also, why would Kyle Beach lie about everybody knowing? Like, there's nothing in it for him to gain reliving that trauma. It just blows my mind. The conflicting stories don't make a ton of sense. Just all of it. The more I think about it, the more pissed off I get, the longer we dig into this story and see stuff come out.
And it's deep, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it just spreads so far. Yeah. It's tough to talk about, man, but it needs to be talked about.
Oh, yeah.
I'm also with you, Tyler, for the record. I have a hard time believing anybody who says they didn't know about it, especially when they were a major contributor to that team back in 2010.
And a leader, like Duncan Keith had an A on his sweater. So when the captain, Jonathan Taves, comes out and says, yeah, the next training camp I knew about it, and no one knew what happened. And Duncan Keith goes, I thought Brad Aldrich quit because the schedule was too much for him. It's just kind of like, that doesn't pass the smell test for me. It doesn't even really come close to it. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to me. But I
couldn't believe how courageous Kyle Beach was for not only coming out and saying his story and speaking his truth, but to do it on the national stage like the way he did was pretty amazing by him.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the way he answered every one of Rick's questions, the way he even handled the topic of the 16-year-old that was sexually abused by Brad Aldrich after.
To have him, Kyle Beach, that was one of the worst parts about it for me. To have Kyle Beach apologizing to the 16-year-old was completely heartbreaking because that's not his cross to bear.
No.
And even if he feels it on a minor level is just so fucked. It's so fucked. Everything from when it was reported and mishandled up until now it's really heartbreaking. Hockey's got a problem.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
A real problem.
This whole, and I mean, I think this is sort of the turning point of it. We saw it with the coaches, right? When the Bill Peters thing was happening, Mark Crawford was punished as well. It was like kind of the firm end of an era where coaches had free reign and could do whatever they want. Like it was entering in an era where it's like, nah, man, just because you're a head coach of a hockey team doesn't mean you get to treat players like they aren't people, right? And I hope that this here is now also the start of an era where hockey's culture of like, just stay quiet if it doesn't concern you. All things to win a Stanley Cup, all that. Like, I hope this is the point of that ending. And we really, Kyle Beach has come out, made himself known and all that. Hopefully this is the last Kyle Beach we ever have to meet, right? Like, hopefully this is it. He's the one and only. He's not, because this other shit has been going on, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like, hopefully 5 years from now, we don't have a story about how in 2021 this happened with the team and was covered up and blah, blah, blah. Hopefully this is the line in the sand, the learning point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else you add there. It's just everything about it was horrific, and I think Kyle Beach deserves all of the credit and kudos that he's getting.
So just quickly here, because this relates to the conversation, Duncan Keith did say yesterday that he wasn't interviewed as part of the investigation. TSN's Ryan Rashog sent out right now, actually, following up on this detail from yesterday. This is the quote from Rashog's tweet. Keith was asked by the law firm to be interviewed, but given the option, he declined. His reasoning, because he did not know anything about the allegation previously, he didn't believe he had anything to contribute. So that's just kind of the bow on the Duncan Keith side of the conversation, or whatever, the last piece of news I guess we have on the Duncan Keith side of things. But anyways, super infuriating stuff. Super. And not that there is an easy way at all to transition off of that either. I think we were talking about that today on the Daily Face-Off show as well. Like, we've dedicated the way that show works. We have 4 topics that we hit on the start of the show. The last 2 shows, all 8 of those topics now have just been about this story because it dominates the landscape.
How can you not, though?
Yeah, I talked to Frank today, and he's like, oh, it's been a heavy day. And I'm like, I get it, man. And I'm like, you know what? And you're not done with this. And he's like, nope.
Well, and that's why it's important for guys like Frank to be talking about it.
Frank's a reporter, man. As I talk to him more and see how he operates, like, he wants to get to the bottom of things and get the story out, and he is passionate about that. So like, he wasn't letting this go throughout the summer. He kept bringing it up and stuff. So shout out to Frank.
Yeah, and I also we've seen some quotes now come out. Brendan Gallagher today had a pretty big one where he kind of said like the NHLPA let him down. I thought Tyson Barrie had a nice quote as well. There are a lot of people around the game, and we know that there are a lot of good people around the game, but it is nice to see that people are raising their voice up a little bit here, right? And not just sitting there and going, it's a shame, and then stopping. Like Brendan Gallagher took a pretty hard stance today as well, and was pretty strong in his quotes. So as long as there are good people speaking up, hopefully it's an end of this kind of stuff here.
Yeah, 100%.
We are probably going to wrap this up here in just a second. Before we go, though, I wanted to talk about this new thing I've been doing.
What are you doing, Tyler?
I'm literally on it right now on dailyfaceoff.com. I bought the DFS optimizer. I'm dog crap. I can say dog shit. Yeah, I can absolutely swear on this podcast. I'm dog shit at
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm dog shit at NHL DFS. Daily fantasy DraftKings.
It's hard.
It's so hard. So hard. I'm terrible. I've played probably 6 nights this year, and I've made money once or twice. Once. Oh, yeah, only once. I won like
it's a different animal, man.
It is. It's nowhere close. Like NFL's easier than NHL. If you're doing the research, NHL's just too random.
And I have a hard time not picking, like not just going all Oilers, like which is impossible to do. But like I just want to pick all Oilers.
I know it is hard. But I got the lineup optimizer at Daily Faceoff, and I've been tinkering with it a little bit throughout the day here. This thing is fucking legit. It takes the info from DraftKings and combines it with like Brock's projections and spits out values for players. So like tonight, Brendan Gallagher's a 3.19 value. It says he's the best value on the slate in the NHL. So you can like put him into your lineup and then add into the optimizer like, okay, I also want 3 guys from the LA Kings and 3 guys from the Tampa Bay Lightning to go with Brendan Gallagher in my lineup. Those are my 2 stacks. And this is who I want in net. And it'll optimize it and then fill out like the last couple spots in your lineup with guys who it thinks are good value when combined with the other pieces. It's super cool. Anyways, if you're into DFS, hit up this fucking optimizer. It is, I can get the price.
And if you're like me and stacking may not be your cup of tea, or you're just like, what's a stack? You don't even need to set that. Just hit optimize. It'll give you an optimized lineup based on your $50,000 salary cap and give you a good shot at winning. And also, this is for the pure turbo ultra fantasy players, because I've seen some. There's also a lineup generator where you can build up to 50 or even more. I think 150 lineups. This is for the hardos, and then load it directly into your DraftKings or FanDuel. All your lineups. So if you're hardcore and it's like, okay, I know I play fantasy hockey for living.
Yeah, like
this thing does it all for you.
You're taking those, and that's when, like, I feel like having this optimizer is going to be me taking a step from like Joe Schmo DFS player to like, I'm going to start like getting intense. You can pick cash or GPP. Like you said, you can build out 150 lineups. So if you go into one of those contests where it's like 150 entry max, you can max load into that one a bunch of different lineups. Super cool shit.
Yeah. It's it is crazy the amount of much brain power that goes into building those out. But Brock's been testing them. So it's Brock and then also another gentleman that helps us at DFO who comes from a very strong sports betting and DFS background. So it's Brock's knowledge and his math coming together. And like when I talk to the two of them, they are so proud of their projections. And that's what drives the results of these tools. So it's cool. So that's one of the things for Daily Face-Off users that we wanted to kind of get deeper into is get you more information, get you more tools, because you've come to that site for so long for starting goalies and lineup combos and injury updates. Well, now we want to go one step further and start helping you out with the tool side. So check it out. Thank you, Tyler.
Arthur Kaliev is another pick I think is good for tonight. So
that guy can shoot the pill.
Yeah, and he's like min priced on DK for the main slate. So Arthur Kaliev and Brendan Gallagher, 2 guys I'm building a lot of lineups around. I think my best bets today on the Daily Faceoff show, I'm taking Tampa Bay on the puck line against the Coyotes. Fuck, the Coyotes are a mess.
But what does that pay?
Minus 125.
Oh, the juice isn't even worth the squeeze, man.
Minus 125. That's almost double your money.
It is, but like that's risky. Like, because, like, yeah, I agree. Tampa Bay should shell them. But, like, as we saw last night, Connor should have had 7 goals.
Do you know who Ivan Prosvetov is? Have you ever heard that name before?
Ivan Prosvetov.
That's who's in net
That's
tonight for the Arizona Coyotes.
that's
I
the
love
goalie.
that guy.
He
Crazy Ivan.
last year in the American League, he had like a 3.9 goals against average. Lightning gonna shell this guy.
Okay.
Won't even be a conversation. So, anyways,
Minus 125.
You're saying we should bet the puck line, then, is what you're saying.
that, and I'm also taking the over in the Philly Vancouver game. Those are my 2 bets tonight. So, anyways,
Yeah, okay.
Martin
okay.
Jones versus Thatcher Demko. Flyers.
Yeah, so if
See,
you
and they
think you're
get,
gonna-
they get fucking. See, Philly goes over to Vancouver. They get Martin Jones.
If you're going to hammer the puck line, why don't you bump that up a little bit? Bump the spread up a little bit. Get
2.5?
Tease it.
Yeah.
Tease it.
Because here's the
Get
thing.
that juice.
I'm
What'd
also,
you get 2.5 for plus 145? I'm looking at.
yeah, like one, I actually don't hate that, but like every day on the Daily Faceoff show, I'm given like 2 bets, right? 2 or 3 bets. So I need to play it safe to build myself up throughout the year. I can't be taking a bunch of risks.
All right.
Oh, I'd be hammering Pittsburgh over Calgary.
Oh no, I
don't know. Like, I want to
Calgary's
bet that
hot,
too.
man.
Calgary's
But
real
Calgary
hot.
played last night.
Calgary played last night, but Pittsburgh still doesn't have Sid and they don't have Malkin,
Who
right?
did Calgary play?
They're
last
3-1
night?
and 2.
They
Washington.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
really?
And they won in overtime.
That was 2 nights ago, wasn't it?
Oh, shit. Well, there we go.
Yeah, that was 2 nights
been
ago.
a hell of a
Calgary didn't
week,
play
guys.
last night because I was gonna say, yeah, I'm on like auto bet against Daniel Vladar mode. Whenever Markstrom's not playing, I'll bet against the Flames or I'll bet the over, one of the two. Casey DeSmith versus Jacob.
I'm going
Markstrom.
to take you on this puck line bet, by the way. And if I lose,
Hell yeah, bro.
you are getting a upset
stern
text.
talking to.
A stern talking to for betting my hard-earned money.
Yeah. Scalded on the next Beatcast.
That's right.
Lightning are minus 310 to win straight up. What the fuck?
Oh man, the other day Florida they opened at minus 400.
So
Like, what the fuck is going on?
yesterday, I was looking at the Oilers game for betting.
Yeah.
I was going to bet Con at over 1.5 or over
1.5?
2.5.
Yeah.
Over 2.5. The odds dropped when I looked minus 275 for over 2.5.
No, it doesn't make sense.
No, that doesn't make sense. It was plus. It was plus, not minus.
Plus 275. Yeah.
Plus 275, which is ridiculous for over
It's
2.5
insane.
points.
But he's
plus
like,
275.
I think
Yes.
it's all but 2 games he's hit it so far. He's
The guy's just
67% of the time you're going to win a bet that pays plus 275. Like that's better than anything going.
But isn't it wild though? It's just so wild.
Is
3 points
Connor-
in the National Hockey League is only worth plus 275.
Connor right now is on pace for 200 and how many points?
217 or something like that.
Like, I know these guys go up and down and shit, but like, do you think does Connor want 200?
I don't think 200 is possible. I think a dry spell has to come, but 2 points a game
I don't know,
is
man.
something
It's
I'm
Connor McDavid.
2 points.
even
2
just-
points a game is legit, I think.
This is a funny tweet that came out.
150 to me is a foregone conclusion.
Well, to that point, Jay, this morning, Jack Michaels, friend of the show, he tweeted, been a lot of projected numbers over the last couple of years due to truncated schedules. Connor McDavid's last 82 games played, he has 51 goals, 101 assists for 152 points. That's in his last 82 games played.
Fuck. Man, it's going to be...
And I don't think a 50-goal season is out of the question for Connor either.
I really hope so. Like he's shooting the puck more and he's shooting it off the rush, which just makes it even more fucking dangerous.
Oh, he's lethal.
like I think he's honed all of his tools, and that's what we're seeing. I think he's now developed all of his. He got his shot. He's got his 1T. He's got his shot off the rush. He's got all the other playmaking shit that he does. Like, I don't know what else offensively he's missing outside of running the point, like taking point shots. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But like, I guess he's not the Zach Hyman, but Zach Hyman's getting that pass from Connor McDavid. So like, if Connor gets 170, 175 points, if you're to like in the real time of NHL, like real time of money or backdated to kind of like adjust it to what the league was then, is that not better than what Gretzky put up?
I think McDavid getting 2 points a game right now would be more impressive than any of the seasons Gretzky had. Just because compared, like, I get that Gretzky was doing shit that's wild compared to his peers as well.
Yeah.
But like,
But there was more goals going around.
Yeah.
There was more money in the ecosystem at that time in terms of goals. Like goals were 7-4 and this and that. Like if Oilers were in 7-4 games every night, Connor would best believe be getting 2 to 3 of those points.
yeah.
Like I'm not like you'll never beat Gretzky's records. And Gretzky is the greatest of all time. But like what Connor is doing right now is fucking insane.
Speaking of one of Gretzky's records, though, I think Ovi's going to catch him.
Yeah, yeah, he will.
How like
I'm so confident.
I guess like Russian machine never breaks. Like what the hell? Like the guy is not slowing down.
He doesn't stop.
And people break it down. He's had a full lockout year, a partial lockout year, and
Fucking
a pandemic.
COVID. Just it's unbelievable. The guy has got
man, he could probably have another 40 or 50 goals right now.
He's got 8 goals in 7 games so far with the Caps.
He is fucking nuts. And the thing is like, and is Backstrom back? Like Backstrom is his fucking yeah.
Kuznetsov's having a great year though,
yeah,
or a great start.
Well, it's good for the Caps. They need that because I'm sure they were not happy with him for a while there. But
well, yeah, they were trying to move him. But yeah, okay. If you go to Ovechkin, rookie year lockout, right?
Yep.
So then he also missed 12-13, half the year lockout.
Yeah.
Then he missed basically half a season when you consider
2 seasons robbed from him.
the COVID. But 2 seasons robbed from him, and the guy's never been hurt.
No, he's always healthy, it seems like.
He has,
And the thing that's more impressive about the fact that he's always healthy is it's not like he plays a perimeter game or anything. He's in the mix. He's throwing his body around.
It's funny to watch him on the power play though, because you want to talk about not being in the mix. He just like oscillates in like a
hovers.
3 foot little radius.
he'll like go close to the goal line, then like back.
It's like
to
he's
the
in a
other circle.
standing room. He's got a standing room ticket
like,
on the power
and the
play.
funny thing is the opposition knows it's coming.
And they can't stop it.
They can't fucking stop it. They know it's fucking coming.
It's unbelievable. It really is. The guy's a freak.
Man, if I you know what, I actually hope he does it.
I hope he does too. I think it's good to have stuff like that.
I gotta admit, I don't really understand I mean, I get it because it's Gretzky and he was an Oiler and all that stuff, but I don't really get you can't break Wayne's record. Like, it's good for the game if Ovi breaks his record.
Well, records should be made to be broken. It's just Gretzky took such a lead in the record game that it's taken a while for everything to catch up.
Yeah, and you know what? His 92 goals in a season record, he'll always have that one.
That'll never, ever, ever be touched.
That is just a wild number to put.
No one's catching him points wise either, ever.
Like,
No.
no. It's so like they're 2 different NHLs, man. Like the goalies are 5 times the size.
Yeah, there ain't no Darren Pangs these days.
Right? Like it's a different beast. So that's what I'm wondering. Like, what's 150 points in today's NHL in the 80s NHL? Is that 200 in terms of equivalent?
I know you can never it doesn't make sense to do it, but in my head, I like to do it. Sometimes I like to imagine dropping Connor off in 1985
He needs a time
as
machine.
he is now.
Oh, well.
And playing in that league.
And just imagine that, because like the players weren't as good a shape. Like the skating, like a good skater then would hold a candle to what Connor is right now.
No, he'd be the fastest man alive.
He would be untouched in the 80s NHL. Untouched.
Yeah.
Could not be touched without
Plus
touching.
the goalies with their little Sears catalog pads that they used to wear back then.
Yeah. No kidding. All right, let's wrap
amazing.
this up here. Episode 325 of the Real Life Podcast. Shout out to the HGA group. Mwah. We love them very much.
Whoa, that was a sensual kiss from
very,
this
very
one,
sensual.
Mr. Tyler
How
Remchuk.
much I love the HGA group. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We should be back on Monday, probably.
Yeah, we're figuring it out.
Yeah,
New programming, potentially.
We just kind of go with the flow. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy your weekend, everybody.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Real Life Podcast. Don't want to miss any of our nonsense? Hit the subscribe button and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram.